Hey y'all, Reader Bros Golf Show, back at it again. I am Rod.
Marcus.
All right, y'all. Ryder Cup. We had to delay a day. Marcus was sweating it out in his spot and had no AC, so we here we are doing our thing on now Tuesday night. So let's go through it, man. I'm gonna just say right off the top. I hate that the score got as close as it is because it wasn't that close. It felt dramatic at the end with all the singles matches and the U.S. Trying valiantly to come back. But the fact is, had they just played half decently on the first 2 days, that we wouldn't have been in that situation at all. It was embarrassingly you know, bad play for the most part through the first 2 days. And then they kind of turned it up because they had to, but too little too late, essentially, right? And so, raging comeback, score looked close, but to me, in feel, it just wasn't that. What are your thoughts initially on it?
Initially, I think Keegan Bradley did a terrible job. That's really what it comes down to me. The Europeans played out of their ass. Like they always do when it comes to the Ryder Cup. In the last decade or so, we've really caught them slipping twice, and that was Whistling Straits and Hazleton. Every other time they've really been on our ass, and that was 2014, 2018, 2023. Now this, so 4 out of the last 6 Ryder Cups, we have looked embarrassed. And so, I guess really you can't even really be surprised at this point at how we are playing and how these things are transpiring because I mean, they have won the majority of the last Ryder Cup. So yeah,
Yeah,
we have the most dominating win at Whistling Straits, but it doesn't matter. That's just a glitch.
right.
That's a glitch in the matrix at this point. Hazleton was a great course. We're going back in 27 in 2029, but that's 2 Ryder Cups away. So, you can't look that far in advance. You gotta deal with what you got, and they're going to Ireland, and there's no way that they're
Right.
coming out of Ireland with anything close to like
But a
dignity
butt
unless
whooping.
they really have to change some shit up top. Again, it's all upper management. If they can control it from there, maybe we have a chance. But Insider Trader had some stupid shit to say about that even. So, Jesus,
So
it did.
let's kind of sort through some of the topics that you brought up here because I think these are good starting points. Um, so Keegan Bradley had a rough go at as the captain this week.
Yeah,
Early on, some of the matchups, and especially the most talked about matchup was the Morikawa English matchup that he sent out twice inexplicably. So let's I have a couple of videos. I have quite a few videos queued up. So here's the breakdown of that one, and then we'll get into kind of a later reaction from Keegan Bradley, a little bit defensive. So we'll play these. I'll play one, and then we'll come back to it.
The Americans could have done. They did it twice. On Thursday night, when the first Ryder Cup pairings came out, there was something a little bit odd. It was a pairing on the American side of Harris English and Colin Morikawa. Now, to start with, they had never played together before. That's okay. That has to happen in every Ryder Cup. Harris English had never played foursomes before, never played alternate shot. But here's where it got weird. Data Golf, highly respected golf statistical site, used their analytics to rank every possible American foursomes pairing. Every combination of 12 players from 1 to 132. English and Morikawa, with Morikawa teeing off first, was 130th. The two of them with Harris English teeing off first was 132nd. Spoiler alert, Harris English teed off first. So according to them, this was the worst pairing you could possibly have on the U.S. side. How'd it go? Well, they got murdered by Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood. It was a bad mistake, but in the end, this was only one match. And then they did it again. Friday night, pairings come out. There they are again, English and Morikawa. ironically playing Fleetwood and McIlroy again. Here's what Keegan Bradley said about his decision.
We have a plan for what we're going to do. We're really comfortable with our plan. We're really comfortable with those two players. We're sticking to our plan. We're not going to panic. We're not going to, do panic and make those sort of mistakes. So we're going to stick to what we know. We have a lot of confidence in them.
Sticking to a plan is fine, unless that plan is in tatters, which it was. And guess what happened? They lost again. Badly. It was 3-2, and it should have been worse. We have no idea what they were thinking, but it was dumbfounding, and it cost the Americans dearly.
Okay. So, just on the initial matchups, right? So we knew kind of Morikawa has not had a great 2025 at all. Harris English had a solid 2 years to put himself in this spot to get here. But we can kind of fast forward. We know that he ended up as the name in the envelope. So, prior to even starting, Keegan Bradley had, no qualms about saying Harris English is my weakest player, a rough year for Morikawa. And they did it twice. I mean, that was a pretty rough matchup. And then, to go directly against Rory McIlroy um, and Tommy Fleetwood, they just ran into a buzzsaw, man. I think those literally the worst two matchups that they could have had for them. Um, you know, Scotty had a rough, finding him a partner has been rough, but I think ultimately they put the worst lineup out twice. What are your thoughts around this one? I mean, it was embarrassing 2 days in a row to just lose 2 points and not even really challenge. It wasn't close in either one of those scenarios. What are your thoughts on that one and kind of the breakdown that was delivered there?
Um, Keegan was really. Uh, I mean, it's just inexcusable. I mean, I don't know how else you say that, bro. Like, then for you to double down, and then in the interview you say we feel real comfortable with our pairings and stuff like that. Like, I felt like, who is the we in this statement? Who is it? You and your brain, or because I'm really trying to
Right.
understand. Like, now I do. Now I will say that it was communicated that Harris English and Morikawa came to Keegan and was like, "Yo, we want to try again as the duo." Sometimes you gotta. Yeah, cool. I get it. I'll split y'all up and let y'all try to redeem yourselves individually, or some like that. But no, there's just no way possible I'm putting y'all back out. It's just, I mean,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of stuff. Like, the more I think about it, and the more I just think about the pairings, the team, the chemistry, the team makeup, the vice captains, and stuff like that. Yes, we need a breath of fresh air, but also we need somebody that's either gonna be so, like, carefree and jovial and fun, and makes this like a party, and makes this like a fun event.
You're saying from a you're saying from a captain standpoint?
Correct. Yeah. This is upper management again. I'm so done with
Okay, okay.
Morikawa and Harris English. This is just that it was so bad. I don't even want to harp on that anymore. We all know that was terrible, and
No, no,
statistically,
no. It's cool that you're going. No, it's cool that you're going that direction because I had a different thought. This is what we know. Zach Johnson's went pretty horribly. Something about current players for the U.S., people who are still out on the tour trying to compete at a high level, or in their mind at a high level. Zach Johnson's career is pretty much done so, but having people that close to the situation, I think is causing the U.S. problems. Because when you can like get in the captain's ear and convince him, you know, because you're too close to the situation. You need somebody that's been around the game and is still around the game, but not competing week in and week out. I think that was I remember stating that as the problem with Zach Johnson. He's too close to these guys, so he's not able to see as objectively as he possibly could. What are your thoughts on that? I know you said like somebody, the personality type can be whatever, but someone that is no longer playing, I think, is a crucial factor.
I don't agree with that. I don't. I think I think the reason Zach Johnson's tenure was so bad is because Zach Johnson is a terrible person, a terrible captain, and he deserved all of that bad juju that he got. Keegan Bradley, on the other hand, just made terrible decision after terrible decision and tried to stand on business on that. He didn't pivot. He didn't try to go a different route after, the failures of the first day, which is my thing. Like, bro, you are young enough and cerebral enough. You're already in your own head 3 times over. You absolutely need to be in that thing again and think things through, bro. Like, I don't think Keegan Bradley's in his 40s now. He's
Yeah.
still competing at a high level, but he's older in the game. He's a vet. You respect your vets. You listen to what they have to say. So I don't think that was the case. I think um like a player like Scotty Scheffler, like a player like Scotty Scheffler is gonna listen to you. That's the number one golfer in the world, and even him, I still think he has enough respect for Keegan in the game of golf and what he's done for the PGA to still no, I get what you're saying. I understand, coach. I will listen to that. Now, I do agree it does need to be like an elder statesman or something like that. But do I think they need to be completely detached from
Yeah.
the tour? No. I mean,
Well, not in that way, but I mean,
there's not
they need to. They
there's
need people need to know who they are.
there's only so many Steve Strickers or Jim Furyk's out there that actually carry weight in the game. I'm not gonna sit here and pull out a Jeff Maggard and be like, "Yo, Jeff, I need you. You in the bullpen, my boy. I need you. You my new cap." I'm not gonna ask or Paul Guidos or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they've been in
Right.
the game 30 years. We know who they are. They've been competing. They were in the Tiger era. They made their runs and stuff like that. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, like I need you to take over for me. Or, oh, bro, perfect example. Chris DeMarco. Chris DeMarco was in so many contentions with the Masters and stuff like that. Never crossed the line. I don't need you anywhere near this winning side of the program because you're not winning. You can go to like
Right.
I mean, you could stretch it as far as like maybe a Scott Plank, but who the f on this team knows who Scott Plank is unless they're a historian of the game?
Nobody.
Exactly, bro.
No, that's.
That's
I
what I'm
think.
saying.
I think that's why it's tough. I think why it's tough, and I mean, I really think. I know he's got a lot of jobs right now. I think that person is Tiger to me,
Yeah, Tiger's on the short
because I
list.
look at what, but he's
Brent
got to be
Snedeker's on
willing
the
to do
short
it
list.
because
Yeah,
I see what Luke Donald is doing, and if I'm Europe, I run it back with Luke Donald until this thing is broken and it turns into a debacle. That man's clearly got the magic hand as a captain right now. Very impressive the last two Ryder Cups, and you can just tell there is a certain level of both composure and energy around those teams. And yeah, this was pretty much like a similar team. I think we just switched out the Hoygaard brother, but I
yeah,
mean, otherwise, this is he's doing his thing, man. And I just feel like he has his finger on the pulse, goes about his business methodically, and I think we need a Tiger, especially elder statesman Tiger, who has um, shown this kind of desire to teach and more willingness to relate to players out in public. You know, a lot of it was
yeah.
probably private before, but we've seen a different Tiger.
Yeah, I think now that he's friendlier, I think it would work. But if we're talking about Dog Day Tiger, hell no. Even his own team would be too intimidated. They'd be sitting there, with their tail between their legs, talking about we can't fuck this up for Tiger. We can't do anything wrong. Not a stone unturned for Tiger. We have to make this perfect. I think we still need a few more. I think he's like maybe 2 Ryder Cups away because he's gonna try to do this Champions Tour shit. He's still gonna try to go out on. He's going to try to ride off into the sunset the right way. You don't want to leave. A
Yeah.
guy like Tiger is not going to try to leave the PGA hurt. He's going to try to have a nice, decent season, compete, probably try to contend in a few of these not all field events. I'm sorry, like some of these, not non-major events, and then call it
Right.
quits or play at a limited amount. I think you got to go. You got to go Brent Snedeker, as I was saying just like a few minutes ago. He's up there. He's respectable enough. He's still pretty lighthearted, but he's still got some fire in him. Um, I think, but like, I don't know if you necessarily run it back with Luke Donald again. I mean, they had lightning in a bottle with Paul McGinley, of all people. That's why Paul McGinley is on the coverage now, because he randomly won
Right.
the 2014 Ryder Cup. Was Paul McGinley doing anything worldwide? No, he was just on the European tour, and he was one of the
I mean,
homies.
yeah, but he was on the European tour when the European tour was really
Right? No,
good.
that's what
I mean,
I
that you know
agree.
that. You know that. Yeah.
I agree. He's like I said, he's the ultimate homie. Like everybody on the DP World Tour knows who Paul McGinley is, but he didn't win nothing. Like, you know what? Let's look up Paul McGinley, bro. Let's look up Paul McGinley and see what my dude did on the tour.
So if
It's
that's the model, right? I know you're looking it up.
yeah,
Who's a mid-range player, kind of someone middle of the pack, probably no majors in the bag, but like a scrappy hard worker, um, that people would respect. I just don't know. I have a hard time finding somebody in my brain that can make this work. And I feel like we've put ourselves in this position by playing the buddy game for so long in the U.S. Whether it's players or captain's pick selections have been kind of like a handshake apology. Like Keegan ended up with this role because he was snubbed last time. He should have been in the last Ryder Cup. So
oh yeah,
I don't know, man.
yeah. I mean, well, okay, hold up. Let me do my tangent real quick. Okay, Paul McGinley got up to a career high
Okay.
ranking of number 18, October 2005. So within a decade of his captaincy, he's got 10 professional wins. And then he got a T6 in the PGA in '04. So he did a little bit of some. So you know what? Let me not diminish my man's too much. But again, when it came
Right.
down to it, he didn't really do enough to me. But
He's not some Hall of Fame player. He's a grinder.
right, okay, you know what? Let's think about it like this. Would you would you hand the keys to the lack to Lucas Glover? Would you?
I personally would because I mean he's a good example. Yeah, he's got the one major, but he's removed from that. He's still a very good player, and we've seen him speaking out very forcefully here in the last handful of years. The only thing that I would be worried about is a lot of his comments have been for the kind of rank and file PGA Tour player. So I wonder if he's created any friction with those kind of high
Right.
power guys. You'd be concerned like where he sits with like Scotty Scheffler, um, Bryson DeChambeau, because he's been very outspoken about Live as well. So that's the
Yeah.
only thing that I would be worried about is that he's created a wedge. But if he's like more lighthearted on the back end of things, then I'd be totally cool with the Lucas Glover because you know me, I like someone who just speaks their mind without. And I don't think he's been wrong. That's the thing about it, right? I think he said a lot of just obvious things in a world where people don't want to come out and just say what things are. He's been willing to do that. So I don't know, man. I think he'd be a good pick, but I'd also be curious again how things stand in the background.
He's respected but not liked is my perception of him.
Right.
Like yeah, Lucas Glover did win that one US Open. Like that took a lot. Like I definitely respect like what he's done for the game, and no gloves, and one of the purest swings you'll ever
Big
see.
mitts. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, would you take him over a guy like Rocco Mediate?
Yeah, I don't like Rocco Mediate. I don't like his personality for a captain. Jovial but I'm gonna use a word that's fairly popular right now. He's very whimsical. I think he's just too flighty um, to get the group right. I don't get leader when I think about Rocco Media, and I say this like respectfully. A couple of years ago, I signed up for he had an app in the App Store. It might still be there, but this year long membership for his mental game tips in golf. And again, it's kind of cool, but I don't think he is the guy that is universal. You'd probably split the locker room. Half of the guys would like it, half the guys would want to punch him in the throat. So I don't like that one.
I think but that's what I was saying earlier. That's what I was alluding to. Sometimes you need a guy that's gonna keep it lighthearted. Bro, these guys for the European tour, for the European side, are always having a good time. They know when to lock in and when to bear down, but are they not always kikiing and giggling and shit like that? I think we need a refresher. And again, what do we have to lose? We've only won 33% of the last six Ryder Cups. So if we have a experimental year, especially abroad, where we figure we're going to lose anyways in enemy territory, why not go out on a limb and pick a goofball? Just somebody where it's like, we're just here to be a team. We're here to have a good time. If we end up playing our best golf, that's cool. If we end up losing, we were behind the eight ball anyways because of who we had captaining us. That's my perspective,
Yeah.
especially going into Ireland. Now, if we at the crib, oh, I need a hard hitter, bro. I need a hard hitter. But that's the basis of everything. Andy, I really like I want to say Fred Couples literally every time we talk about captains, but does Fred Couples want to be captain? Does he want to? I think he's ready to
Right.
be in Seattle at the crib. He don't even want to be on the Champions Tour no more. I don't know if he want to do this. This is a
I think Freddie's too
2-year
chill.
commitment.
Freddie's too chill. I think vice
That's why the
captain is
President's Cup
like
was perfect
I
for
feel like
him.
vice captain is perfect for Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just on a serious note, I think uh this is just like the perspective of America in general. This is why the PGA Tour is good and bad. These dudes is way too individualistic. They like
Yeah.
the pods are way too spread out. We're on social media now, so we get a chance to see Sahith and Batia. They're real buddy, and then you got a few
Yeah.
tangents from there. They all fly to tour events together. They all come out of Florida, such and such and such. So they fly in net jets together, whatever. But then JT and Spieth are boys, but you don't ever see them hanging out anymore. Ricky, you don't see them hanging out
Well,
anymore.
no, because
You,
they don't live in proximity to each other, right?
right.
The players are so spread out. Like, yeah,
Yeah, but also, these guys on the European side are from so many different countries. I'm not seeing Rory going over to London to hang out with Ian Poulter, but they still catch up and they the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't feel that energy with the American side. These guys are not authentically liking each other. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, the pods are too spread apart. There's only duos now, and now everybody don't like each other. Like Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler, I don't blame this Ryder Cup on him. I think he was gonna I don't think he was going to have the best performance anyway. He did it in Whistling Straits. He had a terrible Ryder Cup and then just won his solos match, just like he did this year. I wasn't expecting a lot out of Scotty,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to blame him for this. I think,
No, I
but
think it's a lot of pressure to be in. It's a lot of pressure to be in the position that Scotty was in, and I think
and to play with
so. I
him.
talk about him a lot. Yeah, and I was gonna say that was the decade Scott Fawcett, the decade golf guy. He doesn't necessarily like follow a lot of pro golf, but he's like he was in and out, and like he kept coming up on my feed on Instagram of like, "Hey, I'm watching, but I'm not watching." But I think he did make a good point, and kind of several videos that he made, I'm like, okay, I can get with that point. But it was essentially that these players that are playing with Scotty, like Russell Henley is actually a pretty good putter, but when playing with Scotty, who's hitting it relatively close, damn near every time on the approaches, there is a pressure that comes when you're trying to make a putt. A JJ,
Yeah,
Spawn, who actually had a good week overall, but those guys haven't been in this position very often, and so pressure points, and I saw a lot of putts missed low, like they were scared to be aggressive, and it's like, damn, just get the ball past the hole, right? At least, on the high side, give it a shot to actually go in. And I think he made a very valid point that these guys playing with Scotty have a lot of pressure on their heads, and I don't know, maybe you put him with another star to keep that energy up, and someone who's like uber confident in themselves, right? And just say, okay, we're going to have some struggles on the back half of the lineup, but we're going to have to guarantee ourselves some points. I don't know. I feel like the matchup strategy is still. I mean, there's so much to go into that you could criticize that in so many ways, but I don't know. We have to find somebody that's like irrationally confident to match up with Scotty in the coming years because he's going to continue on this trend. The man is like the most consistent golfer we've seen since Tiger, um, and I don't see him falling off for the next three Ryder Cups. He's going to be very much like our version of Rory, just someone who's a stalwart year in and year out at the Ryder Cup.
yeah. I mean, JT would have been perfect for him. Cam Young would have been perfect for him. They hit the ball far. They make putts. They make timely putts. Their wedge game is good. Again, this is a lot of just outsmarting yourself and stuff like that. But again, that falls on Keegan. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like I said, these next 2 years. Just to conclude with my original point, these next 2 years need to be building as a team. They need to go do shit as a team. Like if you not this whole, and that's the thing. Like okay, yeah, we're on the pro core. We're all playing 2 weeks before the tournament. I can fake it till I make it 2 weeks before the event. 2 years, you can't fake 2 years. You cannot fake 2 years of budding friendships and chemistry and being homies and going to see the family. Okay, yeah, I'm in Florida, you're in Dallas. I'm gonna fly to Dallas on an off week and come hang with you. Even if we're just playing golf, I'm coming to your
yeah,
house. I'm gonna meet the family. Our kids are gonna be together, and then we're gonna go play golf, and then we're gonna go back to the house, and we might do dinner, or I might fly out. But I'm gonna make the effort to let you know that I mess with you. You know what I'm saying? These guys, the European
I get what
side
you're saying.
is so authentic about that
I
shit.
get what you're saying. Well, I think we just, to be honest with you, bro, I feel like we have a bunch of generally like that people that you wouldn't necessarily have fun drinking a beer with them. I feel like we have a lot of guys like that where we're pushing forward the same people over and over again. Like I told you I was done before the picks with Patrick Cantlay. I wouldn't have had that man on my team. I don't like Patrick Cantlay in these team situations because again, like you keep hearing the random stories of there were some people that wanted to donate their salaries to charity. You know that there are some that did not want to do that. That discussion I feel like continues to drive a wedge in just kind of like one fourth of your team, maybe half your team, depending on the year and who gets selected or who qualifies automatically. That there is a financial factor that also goes into this, right? And there's a selfishness. There's just a couple of bad apples in the bunch. Like Xander played his ass off, but the fact that he's so close to, Patrick Cantlay, is kind of guilty by association for me. That again, I don't want to see Patrick Cantlay on another, you know, national team for a while. He hadn't been playing great. Sit him out the next President's Cup.
He played
Fuck
good
him for
though.
the next Ryder Cup. Who? Cantlay?
Kenley,
He
he
played
made a lot of
okay.
clutch
He
putts.
played okay.
He
He
carried his
played
match
okay,
with
bro.
who
The
he
record wasn't
he
great.
carried his match with whoever the random he was that wasn't Schauffele. He literally made like 4 or 5 putts in a row, closed out the match. He definitely did his job.
But I'm
Now,
talking team room.
yeah,
Team room.
okay, but you're trying to win though. If I'm trying to win, I'm not picking Morikawa. That's a bad pick. Cantley's a proven winner in team
That was a
events.
bad pick.
He's done this before. He did it in the President's
But
Cup.
he hasn't. We've gone through his stats, and he had a decent early part of the year. He had a pretty dreadful back half of the year, man. So I don't know, man. I've been pretty firm on that. I think I can tell, for me, for the body language, he's not somebody that I would want continuously around my team. I feel like
He's a
he's a
lame,
fly in
but
the
he's a
ointment, and
winner.
we're just talking about team. He's a what?
He's a lame, but he's a winner.
Okay, I'll take somebody like a Shane Lowry, who's kind of playing semi mediocre golf, but brings the energy. I mean, I get it, has some clutch moments, but is humble enough to just kind of, I don't know, right? I don't know. I'm thinking chemistry, and that's been our issue. Like you can't ignore that. We can no longer ignore. Like you just went on a whole rant about chemistry and getting these guys together. Well, Cantlay is continuously that one guy that just kind of feels like an outsider. We don't Let's not forget about the hats a couple of years ago. It's just weird, man.
Right, right. You
So
don't like Patrick Cantley. I get it.
quite a few guys in the mix, but I don't know.
How-
I
Okay,
was so confident going in and how it went.
this is so funny because this freaking golf.com did a a grade for the players,
Hmm.
and nobody
I have one
failed.
pulled
And
up. We'll get to that. Oh no, no, we'll get to a more aggressive standard. I mean, the lowest is going to be a D. We'll call that a D. This is You said Golf Digest or Golf.com.
golf.com.
Okay. Um, I'll pull up the one that I have queued up on my screen, and we'll go through it in a little bit here. But pause on that. Keep that thought. All right. So let's play. We talked about Keegan's reaction. We have only gotten through one. I feel like we're going to be on here for like 2 hours. So Keegan Bradley, let's talk about his reaction to this whole situation and kind of being challenged. I don't like the kind of premise of the question, but you can just tell Keegan's body language not very confident. So I'm going to pull this up.
Be partly to blame for some of the fans crossing the line.
I did not say that. That's not what I said.
Okay.
I said the fans are probably upset that their home team is losing. I did not say that.
Okay, sorry. But do you think maybe you bear some responsibility in terms of some of the words that you and your players used beforehand in terms of stoking up the fans to bring a hostile,
What words were those?
to bring chaos and just talking up the atmosphere? Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, I mean, there's Ryder Cups are wild. I don't appreciate those words that you just said. I know what you're trying to do. The Ryder Cup is full of passionate fans.
It's
Full
so
of
unlikable.
passionate players, and
And so I couldn't get this. I mean, because it's just a
Oh my
screenshot.
god, bro.
So there is a quote with. So there's a quote that Shane Lowry posted on his Instagram while he's posing with the trophy in his winner's uniform, clearly inebriated. But he's got the quote up on his like as a kind of background saying, "We are going to Bethpage to kick their fucking ass," and that's from Keegan Bradley. That's from the
Right.
captain, right? So I mean, you can't run away from your statements and when the words are actually used. And again, I know what the reporter, he was being vague about it. He could have just quoted him, right? That's where we struggle with golf journalists. They're
Yeah.
kind of pussies at the same time that they're trying to get their question across. So he could have quoted him and said, "Hey, we know that you said this. What happened with that? These are your words.
Right.
These are the confidence that you went in to the Ryder Cup with, and it's not turning out that way." But Keegan's reaction, very, very soft and salty.
Very, very defensive, very lame. Like, just half your presser was you saying we got to take blame for what was wrong. Why are you not taking blame there? You feeling attacked? Yeah, the dude was leading, but you telling me that you going ham to defend these dickheads that just so happen to be, American fans. It doesn't matter whose fanfare it is. If they're being trash fans, they're being trash fans, and it's inexcusable. You don't defend that.
Yeah.
You don't shy away. There's just no in between there. So yeah, he gave you a lead a question that's leading you to try to you know get you to stir you up, but you deflect and then you tell them that the fans are inexcusable, and that's not how we supposed to be going about this. They can be rowdy and they can be hype and they can still be positive and not be talking crazy to these people's wives. The wives not even in the matchup. What is we talking about? So that kind of had me tilted, but I'm not. I really am trying to try to stay pretty nice about this, but like I said, this is on Keegan. This is his
No,
open. This is what we talked
I think
about.
it's easy.
You played at St. John's
Yeah,
and
I
all
think it's
this
easy
stuff.
to kind of. Yeah, to me, it's kind of easy to wrap up the conversation about the fans. There's so much back and forth. I think the masses generally get it that the fans' behavior this week was abhorrent. There was to kind of go backwards. There was a beer thrown at whether it struck Rory's wife's hat. Who knows where that person intended that beer to go? But throwing objects, I've said this when we talked about the waste management. Stop throwing things at people. That's never going to be okay to me ever.
Never. Actual assault.
Attacking someone's family verbally, talking about their kids, their wife, off out of bounds. Like just shut
Off
up with that
limits.
stuff. So I mean, when Rory and Shane Lowry are verbally looking at the crowd, saying "f you" and giving it back directly to them, I have no problem with that. But there
Right.
was, I feel like to me, leadership around the team should have come out early and said, "Hey, fans, we need to tone it down. Cheer for your
Yeah.
team, jeer when you need to, but let people hit their shots. Like shut up. Like the one where Rory had to tell the crowd to shut up and then put it real close, which I have a clip kind of them joking about that, and I'll pull it up here after we finish this part of it. But yeah, man, I feel like we are in a leadership crisis in America with the US Ryder Cup, etc. So
Yeah. I mean, it's very. You're always in the tunnel as the guys head out. There's nothing wrong with you to get on that mic that the MC's on as she does her little her little introductions for the players. Hey guys, I understand that we are all cheering for the US team to be good, but I need you guys to be respectful of the players. Bro, like it's very simple. It's very simple to, especially after one incident happens, you get on the mic. You get on the mic immediately, bro. It's very simple. And then I think another thing is
yeah,
um Oh, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Really, like I don't feel like there's any wrongdoing in cheering on like a European or the opposing team's bad shots. If somebody hits a bad shot, you cheer for that. That's about as off limits as it.
Yeah.
That's about as evil as it gets for me. When you start talking about
Yeah.
Shane Lowry being chubby or fat or whatever they were
Yeah.
saying, that's off limits too because he's still a millionaire and a major champion at whatever weight class he is.
And a
So
better
what is we talking about?
and a better golfer than you could even dream about being. Like, the man
Right.
has been in Ryder Cups for a reason.
And then and he talks and he's a prime example of what a good Ryder Cup teammate is. He's bruh, Rory's on the shot. Well, I mean, their relationship is just hella dope. Shane Lowry's the big bro,
Yeah.
Rory's little bro, they gonna defend each other to the tooth and nail. But when when you come out and you hit all these clutch putts and then you're not even you're here for the love of it. Money? What money? The money's gone. I don't need that. I've already made enough. And he's not even, high up on the money list, career money list. He's made enough though for this to not even be a thing. That's the crazy part about it to me is who
Yeah.
picking and choosing who really cares about the money and not. But all of these guys is millionaires. We've talked about this. We talked about this the
Right.
last show. Money should not. This should be the 1 week where you should not even be discussing money. This is for the love of the game. This is pure
Yeah.
bragging rights.
Yeah. Yeah. That agreed. Agreed. Just say nobody's being paid for it. We'll sponsor your like cost or whatever and stipend you or whatever. But in terms of like, yeah, just a paycheck, take that off the
Yeah,
table. See who opts out, right?
right.
just see who opts out, and then you'll
Literally.
you'll you'll know at that point, and that'll be a separator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, let's
Let's
move
pull
on. Let
up
me
this
find this.
Rory presser clip real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this clip up real quick.
Is it to turn around to someone and say, quote, shut the... With all that in mind, everything you go through, how satisfying is it to turn around to someone and say, quote, shut the F up, and then stiff it to 2 feet?
Very fucking satisfying.
Congratulations.
It wasn't stiff. It wasn't stiff. I had to put it.
No, I think
There's
it's
just
still.
a
I think it's
camaraderie
still
in that team that
right. I think it was still stiff. I just think the Americans was salty and made them put it. But nah, bro. That's the thing. That's the shit we got to battle. That's the greatness we have to battle is them being cool as hell with all of their teammates. They took on
yeah.
Rasmus Højgaard like he was Nikolai. He was the hot twin at the time, and he did his job for that one that one match or whatever. And then who gives a shit what he did the other 2 sessions he was involved in? His little, I think he was in one foursomes, 1 4-ball, and then his solos. I think he went 1-1-1 or something like that. I don't know, but it didn't really matter. They took him
Yeah.
in as if he was one of their own. Like it didn't matter what he was going to do anyways. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of bad things to say about the European side. Even Justin Rose, dickhead ass, had just a great Ryder Cup. He walking in putts. I mean,
He did.
he shuts the
No,
guys.
that
Caddy.
you look at. That's why when you look at the records, um, the contest was not that close. When you look at the overall records between the two
Right.
groups, it's
Yeah.
far different. There's so many losing records on the U.S. side, and that's not an accident. So let me screen share and let's go through some of the grades. I have a video with a guy grading people, but we'll come back to that. But let's pull this up. Hopefully, This shows their records. I was looking for a nice little neat graphic, but
Yeah, I
um,
was looking for a
let's see
graphic.
here. Cool. I know there was none this year. For some reason, I could not find one where it was like really done well. Um, so let's breeze through Europe real fast, and then we'll get to the U.S. So Ludwig, even though he struggled early on, man ended up 2-2. I think that's 2-2-0. I think that's solid for him, right? Wasn't his best week. Fitzpatrick, 2-1-1, solid week. Great teammate, really played in his shoes. Fleetwood, man, I feel like either Fleetwood is either going to be on the hangover of a lifetime going into next year or have a hell of a year. Got over the snide with his win on the PGA Tour. Great partner all week, and so 4-1-0, great week.
Yeah. Yeah, if your only loss is your solos match, who gives a shit?
Right. Terrell Haddon, 3-0-1. Terrell is a gamer, bro. I think I'm gonna become a Terrell Haddon super fan. Like I love
Hey,
how much he
bro,
plays golf. I love the behavior's not been crazy lately.
he's been keeping it internalized or within himself. Hey, bro, I don't know where he be coming up with this shit or how he just I don't know how he manufactures the ability to make some of these putts. I just don't get it. Like it's like, and then
So
the the same could be said about Seb Straka. Seb
it's
Straka didn't really have a lot of good moments, but he made some crazy like
he had a bad week.
30-foot putts.
I know, but see that to me, that for Haddon at least, that's the irrational confidence in himself, right? So we always
Yeah,
wonder, like, why is he getting upset? Like on the greens, Terrell will get so upset about a missed putt because I think he expects in his mind to make everything. There
yeah,
is an
no, true.
irrational confidence about that man. And so we need someone that is just that delusional about their skill set that they get upset when they miss, really difficult putts, but then it pays off for you sometimes, right? So I don't know.
Yeah,
But Terrell Haddon's my guy. I'm becoming a super fan. You mentioned Hoygaard 0-2-0, just there everybody can't be a B plus and above. So
yeah,
somebody has to have a rough week out there, even if you
yeah.
win. Let's get into the U.S. side. Or Hovland 1-1-0.
1-1-1. He got that half
Go
on that
ahead.
withdrawal. He was 1-1-1 because he got that.
Oh yeah,
See, this is the
right.
funny part. This is
I
the
don't even
funny
want to
part
talk
for
about
me.
that. So.
Yeah, goofy. Because again, oh, and another thing. You know what? Shane Lowry won 1-0-2 and got a got a grade of A. But in reality,
Yeah,
I think he deserves it. I really do. I really do,
but no,
bro.
but no losses, no
No
losses, right?
losses.
Two half
He
points is
fought
two
back.
points, 2 points.
Yeah.
So no losses, right? Yeah,
John
man. I
Rahm,
mean, he's a
he played
gamer.
all
I
five
mean, he didn't
sessions.
have he, but he was quiet. That's the crazy thing about Rom. I just didn't feel like he was just solidly there. Had a great week, but and Bob
Yeah.
McIntyre. Like I feel like the Euro team is so balanced, right? That everybody isn't trying to be the star. Bob
Yeah.
McIntyre is gonna go play his game. He's solid. There's nothing that he does that is like, oh, that's amazingly spectacular. But he is solid in all areas.
Yeah. The cream
Of
just kind of
course,
rose to the crop for their side. Yeah.
Rory did his thing. Proud of him. Coming back strong. Feel like Rory fit a lot into 2025. I mean, a lot.
He
It's
had
been a
him a
hell of a
year.
year for him, good and bad, right? You start off the year with the Masters. You don't really perform very well in between. You end the year strong. You go back over to Europe and you're playing pretty well. And then you have a really impressive Ryder Cup where you're just standing up against all these people calling you names and there's no in between. I feel like there's no gray area anymore with Rory. You either love him or you're the people calling him a hypocrite for sneezing the wrong way. And so there's very little gray area. He's very polarizing, but we're fans. We've been fans. Check our resume on Rory. You can't make me dislike him at all.
Yeah.
And then
Um.
John Rahm, 3-2-0. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, Rory won the Masters and he won the Irish Open. Bro won his country's Open in dramatic fashion. I don't really
Yeah.
think you could say much of anything to him about his year, regardless of whatever else he did. After those two
No,
wins,
no. Yeah, and getting his career Grand Slam taken care of. Yeah, I mean, it's a solid year. It's felt like from a golf perspective,
it
it's
was few
been a
and far
lot.
in between.
It's
Yeah,
yeah.
it was stretched out.
So let's keep him rolling. John Rahm, you already mentioned him. Just kind of again, solid week.
Yeah,
Snuck in there, solid guy. Kind of played the alpha dog role, but I don't think like
they weren't
I feel like
relying on him
he's
though.
no, not at all, because you didn't really know what you're gonna get from him. You just haven't seen enough of his play this year to count on him one way or another. But like you said, got all 5 sessions in.
Yeah, and then
Justin,
okay, he had that crazy chip in, and you just can't do anything but literally just. I mean that, bruh, the lie, the stance. He played an incredible shot where you thought they were dead
yeah,
in the water, and they just were like
yeah,
fighting for par, and it went in like a putt. I mean, you just can't say enough about that chip in. It was just out of the. It was just out
yeah.
of this world.
And unfortunately, we've come to kind of expect like shots like that from the Euros these last few years. I mean, we
Right.
we still see that chip from Rory in Rome with
That
the
spin.
one stop hop or once,
Mhm.
yeah, just crazy by the hole.
Yep.
Um, I mean, they continuously come up with moments like that.
Yeah.
You already mentioned Justin Rose, solid week. Not that he is not growing on me. I refuse. I'm a
No.
lifelong Justin Rose
No. He's
hater.
still a
It
lane.
is personal for me, but kudos to him.
Yeah. Like I said, he had a great week. He's still lame,
So,
but yeah. Go ahead.
Sep Straka kind of. We didn't expect much from Sep.
Right.
Sep's had a pretty rough year. Couple of wins early in the year. Let me say that. But then we've
Yeah.
had some personal stuff. Seems like that has taken over in the back half of the year. But glad he showed up. Glad he was able to participate. Didn't have his best week, but they didn't need him to.
Right. He's so funny. You know where he set up shop at? Bro moved his family,
Where's
wife
that?
and kids, to Alabama, of all places. I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling. That's where his family is now.
Alabama.
Yes. Yes.
Didn't he?
Of
And
all
he went
places.
to Georgia, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said,
That's
of
wild.
all places, it just doesn't make sense. Let's get into these US grades though, because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Like a
Okay,
lot of
I'm
these.
gonna let you come. Just tell me where. I'll
Okay.
let you rant. Tell me who. Just tell me where to stop.
Um, bruh.
So Sam Burns, kind of garbage.
Yeah, yeah. D deserved. Patrick Currently B minus. He's more of
All
a
right, he
C
got an
player.
F. Well, there you go. Sam Burns got an F, right? So like that's why I said that golf.com rating kind of garbage. Somebody has to fail, and Sam Burns was a fail.
Yeah. DeChambeau won
So
3-1.
Patrick
He got a
Cantlay, who you
B.
were trying to
How?
give credit to,
Yeah, he went 1-3-1. No, I
they give
know.
him a B for energy. For
Oh,
energy.
I guess, man. Oh, Bryson DeChambeau. I guess Captain
Yeah.
America, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I guess the little. I mean, he was down. Yeah, so in his solos match, he came back to get a half, but all the other matches really kind of trumped it to me. Ugh, I hate even saying that, but you literally choked away two matches for sure. You were up with Scheffler as your partner, which was the number one data boosted pairing that we had was Scheffler DeChambeau, and then DeChambeau Scheffler, and vice versa. But also,
Yeah.
that's why I said Scheffler should have played with Cam Young, because Cam Young Scheffler, that duo was top 5 in their little data point thing that they were showing. He could have easily, I think he could have matched Scheffler, but that's neither here nor there. Harris English D-, should have been an F. Literally should have been an F. I mean,
yeah. Two sessions, both bad. I don't know.
Didn't
Like,
make
he
a
just doesn't
putt.
bring.
Wasn't hitting the
No.
fairways.
And
I mean, he did nothing.
Yeah. Ben Griffin, solid first time at the Ryder Cup, right? We didn't expect much from Ben Griffin.
I wish he would have got more. You know what? I guess I wish he would have got one more session. It's hard to sit here and be like,
and I'll go ahead.
Go ahead. I just don't know.
I was saying, go.
We're gonna get
Go,
it
Marcus.
together. We're gonna get it together. I just don't know who you sit here. Well, first of all, he could have got in there over Harris English one of those times, or Morikawa one of those times. But other than those two,
100%.
I don't know who you sub him out for. I'm not subbing him in for JJ Spawn. Absolutely not. Not the way JJ Spawn was playing.
No.
Maybe Russell Henley, but maybe Russell Henley. Yeah,
I don't know. Russell Henley's solid, and Russell Henley is not going to kill you.
He needs a
couldn't make a
partner,
putt.
though. He needs a perfect partner.
Yeah. He had Scotty, he just could not make a putt. Like I said, when we were texting back and forth, I said, bro, I'm seeing so many low putts that it makes no sense to me that we cannot get the ball above the hole and give it a go. It made no sense. And there were like 2 consecutive holes, and like early on in the, I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday. And I'm like, please make this putt, please. Because Scotty he held his composure. But it's like, damn, bro, I'm giving you opportunities.
Yeah.
Help me out. So I think C+ for Russell Henley is actually generous, but
yeah, Russell Henley is D on my list on golf.com, which is, I agree.
Yeah.
You get half a point. Colin Morikawa, just off the pedigree of who you are, it's an F. You shot it's a
right. I agree with F. Sorry. I agree with the F. I guess it's hard to say full F when he gets half a point, but yeah.
Yeah, based off of you being a prodigious ball striker and really like one of our most consistent players, for you to come out and barely get a half a point. Yeah, stop.
Can I say something that is like just kind of shallow, but not? I think this is just me, right? You remember when Morikawa came out? I think it was like an off-week event where we first kind of saw him and who he was going to be. That's when we noticed him as a ball striker, elite. Not long off the tee, but with that. Say that again.
Oh, I was just gonna say this was one of those weeks where he showed his true colors. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no. But like I'm saying, I'm observing this particular photo of him. I feel like he has aged a lot in the last few years. Like, you can see the stress on his face that I don't know what is going on in the background with him, but it has definitely impacted his choices with caddies. His play has suffered. And yeah, he's got the pedigree. He started off his career red hot, but it has been a rough go the last 2 years for Colin. And like I said, this this man on this picture right here is aged versus the fresh faced guy that we saw just 2021. That's not that
Yeah,
long ago. I don't know, bro.
yeah. I mean, he
I
might be the
I
rare.
hope he gets it together.
He might be one of those rare occasions where he won too early.
Yeah. But
Uh,
he's got a lot of career left to get it back together. Let's move on from him.
yeah,
Xander, solid week, man. I mean, you cannot hate on him. He's just as steady as the wind blows. Has not had a great year, so I didn't know what to expect from him coming in,
hurt,
but
had a
solid, man.
baby. Yeah, he did it though. He did it though. Surprising 3-1. Surprising 3-1. Um,
Quiet, quiet, quiet. Yeah,
quiet, quiet. But he did. Hey, look, he always gonna do what needs to be done in a solo match. He drug John Rahm in his solos match.
right,
Drug
right,
him.
right.
But
I,
hey,
I don't
Lil
think
Xander,
Scott.
JJ
I don't
Spawn.
think. Yeah,
I like that
yeah.
partnership.
The new. They're both Cali. They're both Cali guys. I mean, it could
Yeah,
work. You could
yeah.
get rid of good old can't lay. I don't think Scotty's record was as bad as it presented, but I
That's why.
mean,
Yeah,
I don't know,
exactly.
man.
I yeah, unfortunately, I still think well, on golf.com it's a D minus. It's as close as you can get to failing without failing, and I think it's really a sympathetic D minus. It really could have been an F just because of the just because of who he is. You're the number one golfer. You're an unspoken leader.
Yeah,
You're a spoken leader, and we just expected a lot out of you. Now,
right.
also, just so much pressure on you, just so much pressure on the players that played with you. I get it, but I just think that it's the same. I don't know who it was who said it, but it was in social media. I think it's the same situation with Tiger. When you're the best player on the planet, hands down, bar none, it is a tough ass for everybody to play up to that level all the time and then match you.
Yeah,
So like his partners couldn't match what he was doing. Scotty Scotty
yeah.
didn't really miss a shot. He didn't miss any fairways.
No,
Of course he can make more putts, but who couldn't?
no.
Who
I think
but
there was
yeah,
just one. There was just one rough wedge that I saw out of him, but other than
that
that, I
fatted
mean,
wedge, yeah,
solid all week.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Agreed.
Let's keep it rolling.
Um,
JJ
let's see.
Spawn. I mean, really good.
Yeah.
JJ Spawn. What does golf.com give JJ?
A minus for a 2-1.
I think that's fair. I mean, you can
I
go
think
either
so
way,
too.
right? B plus is not bad.
Agreed. I would say I would gravitate more towards a
And
B plus, but the A minus for a first timer played like he didn't really have a lot of pressure on him and really contributed, like truly contributed. Wasn't along for the ride, made some clutch putts. His four ball
right,
with Xander where he actually made some clutch putts. I mean, he made like a 30-footer on like a hole number 15 or something like that to really set the tone. And then on 18, hit it to like 2 feet. And it's for the mat. So, of course, they made him putt it. But, listen, JJ Spawn ain't no hoe. Let
we're
me
gonna.
just say that.
No, well, I think he's found his footing, right? Because I mean, think
Yeah,
about it. Earlier this year, that second event in YLI, we were talking about like, bro, you got to be more aggressive when you got a chance to win on Sunday.
right. Yeah,
And we were super disappointed. We had a whole show about this man, and to then go out win the U.S. Open, very very much redeemed himself and found his footing. And this is kind of just the culmination of the year. I mean, he made
yeah,
the mistake at the Players in that playoff with Rory. I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff from JJ Spawn. Late developing, but I say he has a next maybe 3 to 5 years that are really solid and good for him. I can see
Yeah.
him getting another major in there. I've talked about how good his iron game is. I mean, he hits it. If he is in the fairway, he can hit all of his irons to a very close proximity to the hole.
Yeah.
Routinely, do you see the ball come down? Now, he'll make some long putts. He'll also miss some shorties in there. So JJ Swan, I think we haven't heard the last of him. He's going to have a good few years.
Agreed.
JT, solid 2-2. I mean, I didn't expect much from JT this week at all. I was just like, we get what we get. So for him to get 2 full points, I think is a win.
Yeah. A solid captain's choice there. I think he had some really good moments. He also had some moments where it was kind of like, where is JT at? But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there, because he had a clutch one on Sunday when we needed it most. He really kept that momentum going. Um, that first match with him and Cam Young, it really was promising. It really looked like, not that it was going to turn the tides of anything, but it looked like it could be a solid partnership going forward that they could use again.
Yeah.
Now, that next day, that next session, they put him out, and it wasn't the same little synergy or not, whatnot. But yeah, I was really excited about that duo, and I'm not. I'm really happy at how he played, because to me it justified me saying that he should have been a pick. But I really thought, most of the year he was an automatic qualifier. You know what I'm saying? That's why it really was like he should
Right.
have been a
Right.
pick
He just
anyway
fell out of the running at the end.
last week because of Harris English goofy
Yeah.
ass. Just had just a random hot week. That boy Harris English, man, that shit.
Yeah.
That shit got me tilted, bro. I can't believe he was that ass. He was terrible, bro.
Keep
Oh
it.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it
We'll
going.
skip
Yeah, all
over
right.
him. He's cool.
That boy Cam Young.
Cam Young, man. It brought the energy, brought the shot making, bro. So I mean, again, we have to talk about confidence so often. I
Yeah,
think he's your irrational confidence guy that can
literally.
probably could be a good like a buzzsaw. Match him up with Scotty. I don't know, man. Him getting his first win late in the year, I think just catapulted him, and that win was like a going away win too. It was like
Yeah.
several strokes.
Yeah.
Um, the kids got it. I mean, we said a few years ago when he didn't make the last one that there was still some maturity stuff going on, but I think family man has settled down a little bit.
Yeah.
Really impressive. Really
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, man. Bruh, like I said, I think he was. Like I said earlier in the show, I think he would have been a perfect partner. Statistically, him and Scotty were like the fourth best pairing out of all the possible combinations. Like the fourth, him teeing off first, Scotty teeing off next. That was like the fourth best pick duo.
Yeah.
So yeah, he made clutch putts, he made clutch shots. He's literally, the length off the tee is crazy with the pause. You just can't deny his greatness this week. Sad what happened, but
No,
he
not
definitely
at
had
all.
him a good week for sure.
He's gonna be in at least 5 more Ryder Cups easily.
Yeah, he's just now 30.
It would take yeah, no, 30. He's 30. I think
Yeah,
that's
he's like 28 or 29 or something like that. He's like right in that Scotty range.
I thought he was.
He's got 2 kids.
Let's see, 28. 28.
Yep.
Been around a lot longer than I've been thinking. Okay, let's see here. Is that it? That was it. Oh,
That was it.
Did we not see Harris English? Did I pass?
I saw Harris English.
What
It
was
was
his
bad.
grade? F.
No, it was like a D minus
There
or
he
something
goes.
like
D
that.
minus.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
Let me show. It's a F.
F.
And
They
I'm gonna
also
pull up
graded
this
the
video
captains
from the
and the course.
Golf Digest guy. Say that again. I'm sorry.
So they also graded the captains and the course. Luke Donald A should have been an A plus. I mean, I don't care. It should have been an A plus. They gave Keegan Bradley a C. Should have been a D, because just like you said, the players went out there and individually did what they were supposed to do on the solos match, which is what Americans are going to do every solo session. I mean, I don't know when the last time we lost a solo session was.
Yeah.
I don't think you commend Keegan for that. Only thing you commend Keegan for is putting Harris English as your weakest link in that envelope. How about that?
Right. And I'm not even gonna get into the envelope situation because
He corny for that.
It's a fair situation.
Since 71.
Yeah.
1971. It needs to go? No. Stop.
And
Anyway.
and people calling conspiracy on it. It's like, do you think they pulled Hovland out of a session on Saturday? He didn't play. It's legitimate.
Literally.
Like people like
who replaced him? Terrell Haddon. Terrell Haddon wasn't even supposed to play that session.
Haddon.
And Terrell Haddon wasn't even supposed to play that session with Matt Fitzpatrick and ended up playing anyways, playing tired. That's what I'm saying. He still made some clutch putts that session on that 4-ball.
Yeah.
That was insane. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So cut the conspiracy theory stuff. All right, this is just this guy's from Golf Digest, his ratings. I don't think he was the same guy that wrote the article, but just the verbal version of it. I'll play it and we'll keep moving.
Scotty Scheffler.
The world number one, ranked only 7th on Team USA in strokes gained, according to Data Golf. D.
Justin Thomas.
Delivered the most clutch moment of the week, but I'm only going to give him a B.
JJ Spawn.
A- for the rookie. Great job. Some clutch birdies, especially on Saturday afternoon.
Cameron Young.
A+, without a doubt the star of Team USA this week and a potential future star for many years going forward.
Patrick Cantlay.
Oof. I'm going to give him a D. It was not the Patrick Cantlay that we saw in Rome. Tough week for him.
Yeah.
Ben Griffin.
I'm going to give him actually a C because I don't think he got enough chances from Captain Keegan Bradley, and he did win his singles match on Sunday.
Sam Burns.
Oof, another D. Tough week for Sam. I actually think Keegan Bradley would have been better off playing instead of him.
Colin Morikawa.
C-. Played much better on Sunday, but obviously had some struggles in the foursome session.
Bryson DeChambeau.
B+. I know he only went 1-3-1, but he was actually Team USA's second best player according to strokes gained, and he did such a great job riling up the crowd the entire week.
Russell Henley.
Another guy who played better than his record, but how do you leave that putt short on 18 on Sunday? C-.
Harris English.
Well, considering he was the name Captain Bradley put in the envelope to not play on Sunday, I'm going with a D.
Xander Schauffele.
A-. Xander came through, winning 3 points, and again, as a new dad with the lack of sleep, very impressive.
So I kind of agreed more with it. There was, we're never going to always 100% agree with anybody, but his felt a little more accurate other than that DeChambeau.
Plus, yeah. Bro, wow for that.
I played the Rory presser already. Let me get some of these videos on here. And of course, just the contentious. Go ahead.
Just randomly speaking, I think we also need to. I do think I'm glad Keegan Bradley admitted that he set up the course poorly, because he did. We talk about Bethpage Black in high regards. We talk about it needing to be for a skilled player. I felt like there was so much commentary on, dang, he got a good lie in the rough. Dang, that ball's sitting up in the rough. Okay, how many balls is going to sit up and how many balls is they going to hit clean? Like, where is the rough at? Build the rough back up. Make the greens glass. Like, it's a struggle for everybody. Like, you're going to have some shot making, but you're also going to need to win some holes with a tough par. a tough bogey and stuff like that. That's just as exciting because that's the whole premise of match play. It's a hole by hole battle. Now, when everybody's shooting for flags, and then when you're out of the rough and you're getting a one hop and stop, there's no fun to that. Where is the release at? The lies around the greens weren't that tough. They were getting to the backs of the balls. They were hitting nice, easy chips and pitches and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, bro. I think they could have set it up tougher. They could have set it up longer. They should have did. They should have made 18 drivable if they were going to do some fun stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that several times you saw players getting tons of spin out of the rough says all that needs to be said.
Yeah.
There were people just being able to spin and check the ball next to the hole. I mean, there were some pins like on the back edges where I'm like, that's going to go over the green.
Yep.
But no, it would just stick, and then we're coming out of the rough. Yeah.
Great setup, Keith.
It's sad. it's so sad. You already mentioned the MC kind of could have done better. I don't know, and I guess like I had to log offline for a while because the comments under like posts about the Ryder Cup were aggravating me because they're so irrational, especially from U.S. fans. Let me read this one again. That was I saw this on Threads. Said somebody agreeing with it said there's 44 countries that beat us. He's talking about referring to Europe. The fact they can play every 2 years against a country, they are a continent, just shows that they wanted it more. Yes, it sucks that we lost to a continent full of people who love golf, but hopefully this lights a fire for when we are in Europe. And they keep doubling down. Congrats to this 44 countries that beat one. This man does not understand how small the European continent actually is compared to the span and population of the U.S. This is like the coping that I saw. I was like, I gotta log off. This is silly. This is straight silly. And he got ratioed in the comments behind this take because it's like let's explain the difference between the U.S. size of the U.S. and Europe. It's not even close. So I don't know. We're coping real hard on social media.
That is why I don't read comments.
It's why you don't read comments. It's fair. It's fair, bro.
Yeah. That peace of mind will not be getting me riled up. No. No need. I'm already angry enough.
I know. Marcus will find his. I mean, especially in a national. So I don't know, man. What do you think? I mean, do you have it? Can you pull up where the next President's Cup is being played? Because we played it in Canada last time, right? Where's the next Pres Cups being held this coming year?
In America. It is. It's at Medina. Oh Lord. It is at Medina. So we will relive the heartbreak of 2012 all over again because they're gonna post shit about it. We'll see how they have it set up.
What else you got before we? Yeah.
What
else we got?
What else? Hey, my primary team stinks. My secondary team stinks. But go Mavs and go Luka because NBA Media Day was today. So Kyrie looks very fit. I know they're still going to hold him off for a few more months, making sure he is completely Gucci. But bro been putting up shots. He been getting back into his workouts. So hopefully sometime, in the new year we get him like beginning of. Some people are saying like All-Star break, that's a whole year though. Like that's more than a year actually.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I think he needs to come back like December, January. That's plenty of time, especially with this advanced technology. How they be slapping ACLs on like it's nothing now. I mean, if you ain't an athlete, you good to walk in like on your own in 2-3 months. So it's this tech now. So yeah, hopefully Cooper Flag really did some work in the summer after summer league. AD, he just needs to stay healthy. If they play him at the 4, I think he has a good chance at staying healthy. D Live at the 5, Big Gaff, the landlord backing him up. I'm still going to be a big Mavs fan despite how grimy the upper management is, and then I'm gonna cheer on Luka. So I'm excited about the NBA.
Okay.
Preseason starts on Thursday, so yeah, they got the little worldwide games or whatever, and then they going from there. But yeah, I'm excited, man.
Cool beans. Well, we will be back at it again this coming week. LPGA back in play, I'm assuming. Yeah,
Lotte starts
they're going to be.
tomorrow. Sanderson's Farms, Alfred Dunhill Links. Unfortunately, probably
Yeah.
the Old Man Tour is
So
going. I mean, yeah, we got at least 3 events.
yeah, full lineup back at it again next week. Bearder Bros Golf Show. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Andy. Welcome back in, my guy. I know you've been missing it. We'll catch y'all again next week. Bearder Bros Golf Show. I'm Rod.
And I'm Marcus.